Okay, so let's consider domain for composition of functions. At times this can get a little dicey, and we want to make sure we understand what we're doing here. So I've got two functions up here, f and h, and I want to look at the composition of h of f of x. So that means I'm having f of x, the range of f becomes my input for h. What's my range of f? Square root of x minus 7. So as is written here right now, h of f of x is quantity x minus 7 square rooted squared minus 1. And I've got to ask myself at this point, what possible inputs can I have for h of f of x? Well, I know that the input for h are the outputs for f, and I note the outputs for f have to be 0 or bigger because there's nothing written in front of the square root up here. So this is a 0 or positive valued thing. So what's going to make this 0 or positive valued? Clearly, x values that are greater than or equal to 7. Okay, fine. So my possible inputs for h of f of x are values of x greater than or equal to 7. Now, at the same time, can I go ahead and simplify h of f of x and simplify this to be x minus 7 minus 1 equals x minus 8? I can do that. But I still need to maintain my domain to be x is greater than or equal to 7 for that composition. So then let's look at the composition the other way. Let's look at f of h of x. That would be f of x squared minus 1. Go ahead and plug x squared minus 1 in as my input for x in f of x, and I get the square root of x squared minus 1 minus 7, or the square root of x squared minus 8. Now my values under the square root have to be positive, 0 or bigger. 0 or bigger, positive or 0. So what would 0 out? X squared minus 8, negative 2 root 2, and positive 2 root 2 if I do the algebra. I then can do some sign analysis. How about for numbers bigger than 2 root 2? That value will be positive. How about for numbers between negative 2 root 2 and 2 root 2? Go ahead and plug a 0 in. That's going to give me negative. And for numbers less than negative 2 root 2, I get positive. So therefore, my domain for this composition, f of h of x, is going to be x values that are less than or equal to negative 2 root 2, or x values that are greater than or equal to positive 2 root 2. And note that domain is quite different from the original domain for f and the original domain for h. When I do a composition of functions, that domain is going to be dependent upon my new rules.